Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time without me creating content on this channel, but it's because I was working on so many things and now I believe I'm back to give you more content. Well, today I want us to talk about some of the principles that you need to master as someone who is starting out in the game or someone who has been in the game for a very long period of time, but you're not making enough money out of the skills that you have. Well, these principles come from the lessons that I've learned over time as a videographer, as a video editor, but also as someone who has been learning so many things in the industry on a daily basis. So one of the principles that you need to learn or you need to take on as a videographer, as a filmmaker, is to understand how the business works. There are so many people that are coming into the industry with cameras. Right now, if you analyze the internet and also if you look around you in the community where you live, there are so many people that are buying professional DSLR cameras and they are using them on a daily basis. So mastering the camera is no longer the big deal in this industry or in the whole world. One thing that you need to understand is how can you make these skills pay your bills? How can you utilize these skills at the end of the day and make money that you dream of making? So this brings me to the point where you need to master how to use the skills you have learned and understand the business that you're operating in. And that is the reason as why you will find people who are very creative today and they don't have money that they deserve to have. Or you'll find someone who's doing amazing work but people are not paying them enough, and that is because they have not taken time to understand the business. Well, another advice that I give people who are in the industry and they are not getting the money that they deserve is to always get a manager. Get someone who will look for the jobs and someone who can charge people the money that you deserve out of your skills, and this will help you to elevate your status from one level to another. Understanding how the business operates, you need to know that there are so many people that are entering this industry because there are so many people who are learning the skills of the internet the same way you did. So you need to take up courses online that will put you on another level. Understanding how this business works goes beyond than just making good videos. You need to learn how to charge the clients you're working with. You need to understand how are you going to quote the people you're going to work with, but then also you need to learn how to pitch the works you're making to different target audiences, because the times where people had to look for you as a videographer are coming to an end. All such jobs are going low, but jobs that will give you enough money, these are jobs where you're going to pitch yourself, where you're going to go to companies and tell them how good you are and what you're offering to them better than the person that they are working with. Right now, we are also in an era where you need to collaborate with different agencies or with different companies to create amazing projects away from you just creating great projects in your bedroom. So one of the principles you need to master as a videographer is to understand how the business operates and how the business works, and this will put you from one level to another. Another principle that I believe videographers and filmmakers need to take up is taking on challenges and taking on courses. One thing you need to understand that every challenge you face will make you a better videographer or filmmaker, and it will teach you something about this industry. So running away from these challenges will not make you a better videographer, but it will make you stagnant. So you need to take on challenges and also you need to take on courses. You will understand that people who have gone to these institutions that teach videography and all this creative industry, they are totally different from people who have just learned these skills on the internet, because the ethics they show or they exhibit on set are totally different from someone who has never gone to school to study these things. There are so many gurus on the internet who will tell you how useless education is in this era, but what you need to understand is that there is a knowledge in class that you will never find anywhere, despite of the fact that you're going to watch a lot of videos on the internet and they teach you these skills. The industry is beyond that. That is, if you want to take on the journey of creating a sensible business, or if you want to stand out as a filmmaker, videographer, and creative. So I advise you, one, master the skill of taking on challenges and understand that these challenges are going to make you a better person and a better creative to work with. Two, always take on courses. There are so many online courses on the internet, but also we have institutions right now that are going to teach you how to behave and how to stand out in this industry where people no longer share work on time, how to stand out in this era where people have so much ego just because they are good at what they do. So I advise you to take on courses, because this will help you to go beyond than just making videos, but also they will make you a better filmmaker, better videographer, and better creative. I've been reading a couple of books, and one of the books that I've ever read and it stood out for me is The Richest Man in Babylon. Well, this is one of the books that taught me how to focus on one skill and do it so well. And if I need to invest into a business, I usually invest in the same skill that I've mastered and business I've mastered, because it is very foolish for you to invest in something that you don't have knowledge on, but it is better for you to invest in a skill that you have mastered. So always educate yourself, but also understand the business you're operating in. There are so many people who are holding cameras and they are creating these amazing videos, but they don't know how to make money. On the other hand, I always say learn about money, because it is hard for you to accumulate these resources if you don't have the morals on how to manage the finances. It is hard for you to go far in this business if you don't know how to manage money, or you don't have the knowledge about money. So there is so much knowledge about money that you'll need in this business. That is accounting, that is how to charge your clients properly, and also how to quote the works that you do, and also how to offer packages to the clients that you're working for. So I advise you to learn about money, and this will help you to get better in this business you're venturing in, because at the end of the day you're going to reach a point when you need to move from one step to another. But then also, if you have people you're going to employ, it will reach a time when you have to pay them. And this brings me to another principle that you need to learn, and that is how to lead teams. It is important for you to learn how to lead teams. It is important for you to learn how to work with teams, because at the end of the day, you can't be successful in this industry if you don't know how to work with people. It is hard for you to be successful in this industry if you don't have the skills of leading people. Despite the fact that you might want to work alone, or you might want to work with clients and you're the only person on set, you need to understand that there are models they will give you and you need to lead them. Also, the client you're working for, there are going to be steps where you need to communicate to them, where you need to also go into situations and scenarios where you need to be a leader. So one thing that I advise you, or one principle that I can advise you to learn, is learn how to lead teams and learn how to work with people. And this will make you a different creative from the many people that are holding cameras. One of the habits that videographers have is to overshoot. You will go on a shoot and someone will shoot from morning to evening, and at the end of the day, when they go into the edit, they are going to use less of that footage. So it is important for you to think as an editor. And one way to think as an editor, learn how to create a storyboard, learn how to create a script, because these documents prepare you for the shoot, and also they help you to know what you need and what you don't. So you need to teach yourself to script, you need to teach yourself to storyboard, because these two documents will help you to save time on shoot rather than overshooting, and this will affect your storage, and this will also affect the people you work with, because people have other things to do. So you keeping them for many hours on set, it's not going to promote you to other clients, or people will not recommend you to other clients or to other potential clients. So you need to always work as a professional, create scripts and also create storyboards, and this will help you to shoot less rather than overshooting. And at the end of the day, the content you have shot, you're not going to use it. When DaVinci Resolve was created, so many people didn't run to it. But today, when you look at the internet, so many people are switching from Premiere Pro to DaVinci Resolve. And me, I believe it is because of its amazing color grading features. Personally, I've been color grading for years in Premiere Pro, but never than before right now. I'm learning how to color grade and how to edit with DaVinci Resolve, and this shows one thing: color grading is becoming a big deal in the filmmaking industry, in the videography industry. And so as someone who is in this industry, you need to learn how to color grade your videos, and this will help you, one, to guide people who edit for you. Two, this will enable you to put out videos that look amazing and videos that look great. So teach yourself to color grade, master color grading. If you are someone who grades their videos and you're not yet at the level where you feel satisfied and people don't appreciate your work enough, take time and learn color grading, because all the people that you see on the internet that are doing amazing color grading, they were not born with those skills, but they took time and they learned how to color grade. So learn how to color grade. There are so many courses online about this topic. Take these courses. If you're not able to pay for those courses, it is okay. You can learn on YouTube. There are so many videos that teach you about color grading. But then also, away from YouTube, DaVinci Resolve as a software, on their website they have tutorials that will teach you from a complete beginner to a pro. So go there and download those tutorials, which are for free, by the way. You just need internet to download them and start learning step by step. Also, as you're learning, it is always good for you to shoot some footage and then use that footage, work on that footage to practice, or use that footage to practice the skills that you're learning, and in no time you will start putting out amazing graded videos. Social media is one thing that came and it is not going to go anywhere. And people who think social media is a joke, you need to wake up. So videographers and filmmakers, you need to learn a way how you start thinking like social media managers and create content that will promote brands, create content that you can pitch to these brands. But also, if you're given a task to create a video, sometimes the clients will come to you when they also don't know what they need, when they also don't know the best content that will work for them. So if you start thinking as a social media manager, this will put you in the position where you learn about trends. This will put you in a position where you research on how companies are excelling on these different social media platforms. And when you go into a meeting with a company that wants to work with you, you have all these ideas. As someone who has been understanding, or someone who has been taking time to learn about these trends, to learn how social media works, and to learn about the way you can create amazing videos that will keep people watching, that will make people buy the product you're selling. So one of the principles you need to learn as a videographer is to think as a social media manager rather than just a videographer. But if you want to excel in this industry, one of the most important principles you need to understand is to always don't undercharge yourself. There are so many friends we have that we are going to do works for free, but there comes a time when it is now business and it is no longer passion, and it is no longer part of the friendship or part of the principles or part of the ways we are going to keep the friends we have. So you need to understand business and start charging people who come to you for work, because the time you're going to give them, this is time you can use to learn more skills, or this is time you can use to perfect your craft, or this is time you can use to rest. That is if you reach a point when you're shooting a lot of content and you're editing a lot of content. So you need to understand when to do things for free and when to charge clients, because this is the business you're in, and doing favors for people, that will not cover your bills otherwise. I believe this has been useful to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.